Yeah, it's Mindset Café, we all about that mindset. Gotta stay focused, never settle for less. It's all in your head, how you think you manifest. So get ready to rise, cause we about to be the best. Gotta switch it up, gotta break the old habits. Get your mind right, turn your dreams into habits. No negative vibes, only positive thoughts.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Cafe podcast. It's your boy, Devin Gonzalez, and today I wanted to talk about something that, I talk to members about frequently, and that is essentially realizing that you don't rise to your standards, or actually, no, you don't rise to your public standards, you fall to your private ones, meaning that you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your training. Right? You're all of a sudden not going to perform better than you ever have because you're rising to the occasion. You're going to rise to what you've trained, what work you put in, right? So you're actually going to fall to those standards. You're not going to outperform. You're not going to have, the best day in the gym or in a competition or at work or whatever the case is, if you haven't been doing the work to do so, right? Because the real one that shows up is the real version of you. That's what you've done when no one's watching, right? You can't have this public persona of yourself and then a private persona of yourself, meaning in terms of work effort, motivation, and so forth, right? Because that essentially is what you're going to end up falling to, is that private one. When all of a sudden you're posting on social media, checking at the gym, and then all of a sudden you're really at home, eating bonbons on the couch, right? Life doesn't reward you for claiming to be someone that you're not. It rewards you for being consistent. Life rewards you for the work that you put in. You don't get any freebies. It's no buy two, get one free in life. Just because you came to the gym 2 days doesn't mean your results are going to add a third day of workouts of results to your shit. No, it doesn't work like that. You worked out twice, you get the effort and the results of two workouts. You work out for a month, you'll get the effort and results of a month of workouts. It's as simple as that, right? Your real standard is not your floor. Or your real standard, is your floor, not your ceiling, right? Your standards that you do in private, meaning that how you act, how you train, the work effort, the dedication, the consistency, that is your floor, right? Most people obsess over their ceiling and their potential and their best day and their when I'm locked in version of themselves, but your results come from the everyday. Right? What you do on your worst day, how you act, what you think about, where you actually go. Do you actually go to the gym? Do you actually, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a professional in any industry, are you actually putting in the work that needs to be done on that day, even though you feel like shit, even though you mentally are exhausted? Because if you are, that is your floor. Then when you zone in or you have that locked in version, it only goes up from there, right? So the goal isn't height. The goal is raising your floor, right? Your standard, your consistency. What does the average of all your days look like? What is the work that no one sees? That's what builds results, right? Because you see someone else that you aspire to be, and you think that continuing on the path that you're on, if you're not doing the work, that you're all of a sudden magically going to achieve what they've achieved. They're doing stuff that you're not seeing and being consistent when you're not. But the good news is that that's how you separate yourself from other people as well. I heard this quote, and honestly, it hit home for me. Like, being an entrepreneur and going through the grind of growing a business is walking through the fire and the growing pains and all that stuff. It's easy to be like, you know what, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm gonna focus on this later. I'm too stressed out, and whatever the case may be. But when you look, when I heard the quote, it's like I feel sorry for the other people that are trying to aspire to be me because they have to walk through this fire. Like I can get through this. This is fine. Like this is what builds me. I just feel sorry for everyone else that has to come up through this. And so you have to realize that when you don't want to do something, that's okay. That doesn't mean you don't get to not do it. You can want to not do something all you want. Just like most of the members don't want to be in here working out. Just like most people in the gym don't want to be working out. But you can want to not work out as you work out all you want, as long as you're fucking working out. Right? The work that really matters is that invisible work to everyone else. The work that no one applauds. The work that nobody likes, that nobody sees until they see the results. I've mentioned this before, when I launched Strive 11, before I launched Strive 11, I should say, people would ask, with launching the business and all that kind of stuff, they would, what are you going to do? I'm going to open a gym one day, would be my response. And you get those pats on the head. But okay, yeah, I hear everyone say that. And then all of a sudden they see Strive 11 open. Then they see the franchise. And all of a sudden those same people are asking to be connected and to, come on the podcast and do all these other things. And it's like, I'm all cool with it. Like, I love helping people and bringing people up. But realize that you're going to go through that same thing. Right? No one, until people see the results, why should they believe you? Why should they applaud you? Like, some clients get upset that I don't tell them good job just because they had one good workout, right? It's like, that's what you're supposed to do. They get upset because they had a good weigh-in, and I'm not like, oh wow, that's amazing. No, that's your responsibility. That's what we're fucking training for. And then when you go above and beyond the requirement, like if you're supposed to lose a pound and you lose a pound, fucking good. But if you lost all of a sudden a pound of body fat and you're down this, your muscle went up, all of a sudden, it's like, dude, fucking good job. You went above and beyond. Right? But nobody applauds the work that you're supposed to be doing. And so you shouldn't be doing the work for the applause. You should be doing the work because you know you need to do it to get the results that you need to get, that you want. Right? Visibility builds ego, but invisibility builds skill, right? Builds consistency. Builds you, right? Who are you versus who you say you are? I'm going to say that again. Who you are versus who you say you are. That's integrity, right? Integrity is doing what you said you do when there's no audience, when there's no thank you, when there's no social media posts about you, when there's no, you do what you need to do because you said you would do it. You told yourself you're going to go work out. You said you're going to finish the project today, finish the project today. For an example, if you're an entrepreneur, right, you said you want a bigger business, but then you're actually going out and, partying and all that. It's like, you're not doing the shit that you said you want. It's like, you said you wanted a bigger business, and you actually kept your word to yourself. You started tracking your leads, started doing follow-ups. You're doing that uncomfortable work. So good job, right? You're doing the things that you need to do because that's who you want to be. That's what you want your business to be, right? Self-respect comes from those private receipts. Those receipts that you get at the end of the day for achieving the things that you needed to do to move the needle a little bit, right? What I've talked about, and I know a handful of people have talked about it, is that what 3 tasks to 5 tasks do you need to do today to move that needle forward of progress? All the other stuff is just noise. There's a book called Eat the Frog I've referenced before, but focus on the biggest task, get that done first. Don't put that as the last task and be like, I'm going to build momentum to it. Like, get that out of the way first. Then everything else after that is easy. But set 3 to 5 tasks for the day that is going to move the needle. Not, I'm going to get groceries today, I'm going to do this. No, like, what is going to actually get you moving forward that's going to be uncomfortable, right? Those micro decisions, honestly, those are the hidden reps that really build the character, right? It's a big moment, whether it's your results or when people notice. That's just a collection of all your tiny decisions that you make on a daily basis. You don't become disciplined. You practice discipline in those micro reps. Micro rep, for example, is catching yourself mid-excuse. I'm tired. Okay, but I'm still going to do it. I don't feel like it, but I'm still going to go do it, right? A quick little thing could be even like waking up. Instead of hitting snooze, just put your feet on the floor. Instead of scrolling and you catch yourself scrolling, stop, open a book. Instead of opening that bag of chips, what should you actually be eating to hit your macros? Right? It's avoid or confront. Avoid or confront, right? You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your standards, or you fall to your training. And a lot of the times, the daily stuff, it's boring. It's mundane. It's the shit that you don't want to do anymore. But boredom is the test, right? Not the motivation, right? Motivation can come easy when it's new, when it's fun, when it's exciting to talk about with people. But your character gets built when you show up, when it's repetitive, when it is boring, when it is not fun anymore, when it's not sexy anymore. Right? Anyone can train hard in the gym for 2 weeks, but the real ones who train when progress starts to slow down, they start to hit a plateau, when the scale really isn't moving, that's where you start to really build. Right? Anyone could feel excited in entrepreneurship about an exciting idea or a new business, venture. But the real ones are the ones that are still executing in the phases that are maybe the dips. Right? And they're not just throwing their hands up, this is too hard, this is too much for me. Performance mode, which I've heard before, is like, when you're locked in and you're in the zone, right? Like that's a trap. And it's a trap because it's a mental state that you think that you need to be in to execute, right? A lot of people are only disciplined when the spotlight is on them, right? Or when they're locked in, quote unquote, right? And that's not the case. You're locked in when you just focus. When you're focused, shit gets done. But you're the only one that has control over your attention span. So focus on what you need to do and just get it done. Raise your standards with non-negotiables. If you want to change your life, set your floor of standards higher. You refuse to go under these standards. You refuse to do less than this. This is my minimum standard. I move every day. I hit, X amount of protein a day. I do X, money check-ins, and with my savings, right? Whatever it is, I do this uncomfortable task first, whatever the case may be, right? Standards beat your mood, beat your mindset, beat all that. Your standards are just what needs to get done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sometimes, though, you do need to change your environment, right? And that can help. But at the end of the day, it all starts with your mind, right? People will blame your self-willpower, and most of the time, it's just your environment. If junk food is within arm's reach, your discipline is going to be a lot harder to hit, right? But if your junk food is not there at all, easier. Make your environment suitable for your goals. If your phone is charging next to your bed and you can't sleep, you're probably going to start scrolling. Maybe put a book next to your phone. Fall asleep reading, right? Your environment is either recruiting you or it's sabotaging you. Again, I'll say that again. Your environment is either recruiting you, meaning the future version of you that you want to be, or it is sabotaging that future version that you want to be. Every micro decision that you make in the day is building your invisible resume, right? That's the resume you show people when you just walk in the room, when people hear about you. Not a physical resume you hand for a job, but the invisible resume is built in private from your habits, from your skills that you start to learn, from your follow through with yourself, from your workouts, from your work effort, right? Work ethic. That's what I've been trying to say. And when they see you, they're like, that's someone I aspire to be. So my challenge to you is not falling to your standards, but I want you to raise your standards. My challenge for you is to think about what are your daily standards and do those align with your goal? If they don't, set some new standards that align with your goal, and they're non-negotiable. But if there's anything I can do, please reach out to me. I appreciate you guys all for following the Mindset Cafe. I'm always here to help any way I can. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
No negative vibes, only positive thoughts. 'Cause in the game